Hi you lot, hope you're doing well. This is for year 11, this one. And for year 10 to give you a heads up of what's coming, but this is year 11 in the next 6 weeks. Around Easter, when you break up for the Easter holidays, like late March, early April, whatever it may be, you'll start to around then do paper 3 stuff, okay? So I thought I'd do a very quick, less than 5 minute video on what paper 3 actually is. There's a lot of confusion, and I don't think personally, of all the other exams, it's clearly told to you guys. Paper 1, you know it's physical. Paper 2, you know it's human. The layout and stuff will be taught to you if it hasn't already. But paper 3 is often overlooked. Now, it's simple but also more difficult if you don't prepare for it. A lot of people find it the hardest one because they prepare the least for it. You know about revising earthquakes, you know about revising Brazil and London for like urban and stuff. But for paper 3, what do you need to revise? Well, I think it's 3 different things. Okay, well I know it is, but let me phrase it to you in this way. The first thing to revise is your field work. Okay, so in the exam you will get questions related to your field work. So for example, why did you choose that site, or whatever it may be, whether it's urban, so like Docklands, or whether it's physical, so like Epping Forest, something like that. Then that depends on the question. It might ask you for the name of your physical fieldwork inquiry. It might ask you for the name of your human fieldwork inquiry. So you need to know both of those. So know about your fieldwork. Basically know what you did, and more importantly, know why you did it. Okay? The second thing to prepare for is other people's fieldwork. Now I don't mean in real life, but you'll get questions saying, for example, Julie and Sophie in their school go down to the river. Why is it a suitable site? And you look at some characteristics and you find out. So that comes back to revising your own case studies. But some of the time, you'll be asked to relate to other people's hypotheses, other people's fieldwork, like made up people. It'll be like, why is this a bad idea? What should they do to make their test better? So you learn, obviously, your own fieldwork, but you then implement those skills and implement that knowledge into another case study, like someone else's fieldwork. So don't be surprised if you get questions on Anne and Toby. They go and do a fieldwork test here. Why is that a bad site? And then, for example, you look at the data in the tables, and it's it's too deep, or it's not very safe. A top tip for this one, by the way, is definitely calculator. There'll be some numbers questions. There'll be mean, there'll be median, there'll be mode, there'll be interquartile range. I'm not saying there'll be all of those things, but there'll be at least some of those things. It might be finishing a table. It might be finishing a graph. It might be asking to calculate something. Calculator. And the last thing, and this is last for a reason, is your skills fieldwork. Now, the skills fieldwork booklet. Now, this is when you get a booklet, which I don't think you'll have yet, okay? You get a booklet given to you in late March, early April. The reason it's given to you then, to be fair to your teachers, is that it's not even out yet, okay? Now, in my experience last year, for the year 11s last year, the booklet came out, and then they noticed it had a few mistakes in it. They had to kind of give it back out and then give it back out again. Rubbish, really. But you'll get a finalised booklet in early April sometime, and you have 1 month to remember that booklet. You get 1 copy, so look after it. Definitely look after your own booklet. But you can write all over it. You can scribble notes. You get annotate. What does that mean? Circle keywords. Define it. Remember it like a script if you're playing like a movie as an actor. Now, in the exam, you will get questions on that booklet, okay? You'll get questions about, and it could be on any topic from geography. It could be about tourism. It could be about rivers and dams. It could be about engineering, whatever, okay? Now, in the exam, you'll get questions on that booklet, but you're not allowed the booklet that you've scribbled on for 1 month in lessons, about 7 or 8 lessons you'll spend on this. You're not allowed that booklet in the exam. You get a blank copy. So you basically need to remember and revise that booklet, whatever it may be about. I can't help you with that until I know what it's about, and I won't know what it's about until April, okay? But I'll do a session on it then. But the booklet comes through, you write all over it, you go through it in lessons, so it's helped, you are guided by your teachers, and you basically remember everything you've done in lessons, what that means, what does that mean, questions, pros, cons, negatives, positives, dates, times, whatever. So in the exam, when you get your booklet that's blank, no writing in it, just all the words that were there before, or the graphs that were there before. It's about 6 pages long normally. Then you should, the more you know about your booklet that you've done in class, you should be able to find this a lot easier and not have to scroll through and find things. You should know automatically where it is. So my top tip for that basically is to revise the hell out of that booklet, really. But that's nothing to worry about just yet. It's only 6 pages. You can revise all that in April and May, and you do it in 7 or 8 lessons anyway. So if you are there for every lesson, 7 or 8 lessons, and then you revise it for the same amount of time at home, that's 16 hours. That's enough for that booklet. Okay. And then you get the blank copy if you do forget everything and you need to. It might start refreshing your memory. So that's paper 3. Your own fieldwork, using the skills in other people's fieldwork examples, and that booklet. Okay. In terms of how it's distributed, in terms of marks, a lot of them are 1 and 2 and 4 mark questions. So whether it's to do with maths, whether it's to do with finishing the graph, complete the table, define this, pros, cons. Lots of short mark answers. Don't expect loads of 9 markers here. You're not going to get them. Okay. Anyway, that's paper 3. Catch you later.